An emergency call from the flight commander to the control tower from the flight commander to the control tower. There's an issue with the connection. Something unusual is happening. We can't control any movement of the plane, and something is pulling us to an unknown location. This was the last message received by the American tower from the commander of Flight 19 on December 5th, 1945. After that, communication was lost. Flight 19 consisted of 5 warplanes, all of which disappeared without a trace while they were on a training mission over the Bermuda Triangle. When the US Navy sent rescue planes to search for them, something strange happened. One of the rescue planes that was going to save the missing planes exploded in the air. Welcome to this episode. Today we will answer the question, why do things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle? We'll also be giving away this Bermuda Triangle poster, so stick around to the end of the video to see how you could win. And before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get our videos first. The Bermuda Triangle is a place in the Atlantic Ocean, a large body of water located between Bermuda, Florida and Puerto Rico. Since the area is bounded by 3 points, it was named Triangle, and since one of the points is Bermuda, it's called the Bermuda Triangle. The area of the triangle is huge, reaching 1,510,000 square miles. The Bermuda area became famous due to articles and research published by authors and newspapers talking about the danger of the place and the strange disappearances that occur there, whether ships or planes. The story says that anything passing through this area, whether at sea or even in the air, disappears completely and ceases to exist at all. For example, in January 1918, the ship USS Cyclops set sail for the port, and the journey was supposed to take 3 days. They waited for the ship at the port for a long time, but it didn't arrive. Currently, we have been waiting for more than 100 years for the USS Cyclops to arrive. It disappeared completely, and the strange thing is that the ship didn't send any distress signals, it just vanished without a trace. The US president at the time came out and said, "Only God and the ocean know where the ship disappeared." After that, the Bermuda Triangle began to swallow a large number of ships, planes, and also submarines, starting a new series of mysterious disappearances. Articles and newspapers began to talk about these disappearance incidents, but to be honest, they exaggerated a bit, creating hype. At the forefront of them was the American news agency Associated Press and a magazine named Fate that specialized in such incidents and strange phenomena. One individual named Richard Weiner wrote a book titled The Devil's Triangle. Another person named Vincent Gaddis also wrote a book about Bermuda. Following them, Charles Berlitz also authored a book, and it became a significant topic of discussion. The media and people began attributing the incidents to supernatural forces. They interpreted the events in the Bermuda Triangle as follows. Some said the Bermuda Triangle is the hiding place of the great city of Atlantis, and this is Atlantis' curse on cruel humans. Another group claimed it's the throne of Satan located over the Bermuda area, and it burns anyone who approaches. A third group argued that neither of these theories is correct. The clear reason is extraterrestrials. They abduct people approaching the Bermuda area, torture them, and dissect them. A fourth opinion suggested that ships and planes passing through the area fall into a time warp and are transported to another time. Of course, the scientific community entirely rejected all these explanations, avoiding them because they are simply science fiction. So, given that these interpretations have no basis in truth, what are the real explanations? Why does anything that passes through the area sink and disappear? In reality, a group of researchers began studying the Bermuda mystery and eventually reached some logical explanations. The first step in understanding the mystery lies in methane hydrates. Researchers discovered vast quantities of methane hydrates erupting from the ocean floor in high concentrations in the area. Experiments showed that these methane bubbles could sink an entire ship as the gas mixes with the water in significant proportions, reducing the water's density. This creates a phenomenon called foamy water, which cannot support the weight of ships, causing them to sink without warning. Furthermore, scientists from the University of Norway discovered a crater at the bottom of Bermuda resulting from a methane gas explosion with a diameter of about 500 meters. They confirmed that explosions of this size could be so enormous that they reach significant altitudes in the air and affect aircraft. The second point regarding the mystery's explanation lies in tropical storms. These are potent storms that occur in tropical waters and are prevalent around the Bermuda area. These storms can literally toss around any ship. Additionally, there are some suspicions that the region has a magnetic field that affects compass behavior and device functionality. All these reasons make the Bermuda area very challenging for maritime or aerial navigation, but does the story stop here? The American researcher Lawrence David Kusher, author of the book The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved, drew the community's attention to a very important point related to the Bermuda Triangle: the media. Lawrence began to notice contradictions in the stories circulating among the people and discovered that the media and authors had exaggerated the subject matter. For instance, the story of a racer named Donald Crowhurst, who was in a water race, suddenly disappeared along with his yacht and later committed suicide due to some psychological problems. The media and authors linked Ronald's disappearance to the Bermuda Triangle, even though all evidence at the time indicated that Ronald had committed suicide and was nowhere near the Bermuda region. The race itself took place in an entirely different location. Another significant event that added to the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle was the experience of Bruce Jernan in 1970. Bruce, an experienced pilot, took off from Andros Island in the Bahamas with 2 passengers. While flying through the triangle, they encountered strange clouds and electrical phenomena which were disorienting. After flying through these unusual conditions, they found themselves over Miami in just 47 minutes, which was impossible given the aircraft's speed and the distance covered. This baffling event, along with other strange occurrences in the triangle, led many to speculate about supernatural explanations, time warps, and other mysterious forces at play. However, some believe that the unique atmospheric conditions and disturbances in the Earth's magnetosphere that day might explain the electronic fog Bruce experienced. One of the more notable distortions was the case of an oil transport ship that went missing in the Pacific Ocean. Authors also attributed its loss to the Bermuda Triangle, which is actually located in the Atlantic Ocean. Strangely, when a ship sank or disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle area, the media and authors of fictional stories would say, "The ship disappeared while the sea was calm, with no waves and beautiful weather. If a ship sank in such calm weather, then it must have been aliens." David Kusher, along with a group of researchers, when revisiting the dates of these shipwrecks in collaboration with meteorology experts and the Coast Guard, discovered something odd. On those particular days, the weather was extremely stormy, and the ocean was raging. This alone could sink ships without the involvement of aliens or supernatural beings. However, the media twisted the story and manipulated the facts. For example, with the story of a shipwreck, authors concocted a sci-fi tale. They said the ship suddenly disappeared and then reappeared, with all the people on it having completely vanished without a trace, except for the captain. He was found dead in his cabin, sitting in his chair, relaxed, holding a cup of warm coffee. The Maritime Organization completely denied this story and provided photos of the shipwreck and images of the horrifying retrieval of bodies from the ship's wreckage. The ship had actually exploded due to a fault in the fuel tank. There was no captain, no coffee, nothing of the sort. The media simply wanted to add its own touch. Let's now move on to a slightly odd point. The US Coast Guard and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, stated that the disappearances occurring in the Bermuda Triangle are similar to incidents that happen in any other part of the ocean. According to official statistics, the number of planes and ships lost in the Bermuda Triangle equals the number of planes and ships lost in most other marine areas around the world. So what does this mean? It means that the media, books, and movies have greatly exaggerated the subject, perhaps tenfold. To prove to you that the media deliberately focused on the Bermuda Triangle, let me tell you something new. Did you know there are other places on Earth more terrifying than Bermuda, and not many know about them? Have you ever heard of the Devil's Sea, or as some call it, the Dragon's Triangle? This area is located in the Pacific Ocean, surrounding the Miyake Island in Japan, and is about 100 kilometers away from Tokyo. When ranking the biggest disappearance incidents in human history out of 10 major incidents, 6 happened in the Devil's Sea. The American plane C-97 was heading to Tokyo Airport, passing through this region with 67 senior Army personnel on board. Despite favorable navigation conditions, the plane vanished with just 2 hours left to reach Tokyo. In 1987, a Philippine ship named Carlotta was crossing over the Devil's Sea when it suddenly caught fire for no apparent reason, even though it wasn't carrying any flammable materials. When the sailors tried to extinguish the fire at the front of the ship, they discovered that flames were also engulfing the rear. Just when they lost hope and resigned to their fate, the fires mysteriously extinguished themselves. The ship safely returned to the Philippines and is currently in port. The reason for the sudden combustion remains an unsolved mystery. When the Japanese government sent 100 Japanese scientists on a well-equipped ship to uncover the mystery of the Devil's Sea, the ship departed but never returned. This region's natural disasters and climatic conditions are 100 times worse than the Bermuda Triangle, and the incidents that occurred there are terrifying. Yet most people haven't heard of it due to a lack of media attention, storytelling, myths, and bedtime tales like those of the Bermuda Triangle. Triangle. It's all a matter of marketing. The more you hype something, the more famous it becomes. In the end, there's a saying, the legend of Bermuda is a fabricated legend by writers and authors, whether they intend it or not, as most use false evidence to attract attention. The principle is that the more sensational and detailed the incidents, the higher the sales. Imagine if I made this episode and put a devil's image on the cover and titled it, "Finally Uncovering the Secret of the Bermuda Triangle." Would it get more views? The triangle is just a region with variable climatic conditions, and most of what happens there is logical to a large extent. If we go back to the story, that was the main reason for the spread of the Bermuda Triangle myth. We'll find that the plane that exploded in the Flight 19 story turned out to have a flaw. This type of aircraft, called the Martin Mariner, had defects in its fuel tank, which is a very logical reason for the plane's explosion. What many people don't know is that dozens of ships and planes pass through the Bermuda Triangle every day without any issues. Many people imagine that no one knows what the area inside the triangle looks like, but in reality it's just a regular surface with no islands or anything special. Ships pass through it smoothly every day. The only thing is that when an incident happens, it's unexpected. In conclusion, the Bermuda Triangle is just a region with fluctuating climatic conditions that can pose threats to those passing through. With that, we've answered the question of why things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle. Now, time for the giveaway. We're giving away this Bermuda Triangle poster that is going to be shipped to your location anywhere in the world. To participate, simply leave a comment down below telling us what do you think of these Bermuda Triangle steroids. We're excited to hear about your top picks. Once you've commented, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have notifications turned on so you won't miss out on any future giveaways or videos from us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. The winner will be randomly selected and announced in the comment section of our next video, so stay tuned for that. If you're the lucky winner, we'll get in touch with you directly to arrange the shipping. Also, if you would like to buy the poster, you can simply visit my store on the link below. Good luck everyone, and we can't wait to read your comments. From everyone here, thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep the passion alive. Until the next video, take care and see you soon.